Last night I returned home following a week in Osaka, Japan, to celebrate the centenary of our sister club, the Rotary Club of Osaka. Accompanying me were past presidents Chris Wong and Robert Fisher, with their wives Janet and Myra, and past vice president Trevor Nink and his wife Millicent. And I did notice, for those who are online before, that we do have Chris and Janet who are beaming in live from Singapore today, which was wonderful. For me, it was my first trip to Japan, and one where Rotary opened doors that would otherwise seem unimaginable. This time last week, we beamed in live to this very room from the City Hall in Osaka. There we went with Ichiro Matsui, the Mayor of Osaka, which is Melbourne's sister city. We presented him with our official letter from our Lord Mayor Sally Capp, and we spoke together of the wonderful relationship between our cities since 1978, when we became sister cities, about business, education, and culture. We spoke of the very successful Future Leaders Exchange program back in 2008, with 4 young professionals from each city engaging in professional development visits, and the opportunity perhaps to repeat this in 2025 to coincide with the World Expo in Osaka. We shared great fellowship with the Rotarians of Osaka, experiencing their cuisine, their museums and art, and other cultural highlights. And during my talk, no doubt you'll see some of those cultural highlights that we experienced. But Friday was the gala concert and the Centenary dinner to celebrate 100 years of Rotary in Osaka. We met Osaka Rotarians with great connections to Melbourne and to Australia, including Trevor Holloway, the Australian Consul General in Osaka, Takashi Asahina, who's the former Chief Conductor of the Queensland Philharmonic Orchestra, who was proudly wearing his Order of Australia medal on the night, and Akito Mizuno, who's the sponsor of golf tournaments here in Australia, including the President's Cup, in his capacity as President and Chairman of the Mizuno Corporation. I presented to Club President Naohide Ueyama a special gift of a hand-carved emu egg from our club in my address about the great relationship of our decades as sister clubs. We sat front row for Rotary Club of Osaka Choir, and Kyoko Takezawa, who played her Stradivarius violin, which was made in 1724, which he'd also performed with in the Royal Albert Hall in London, New York's Carnegie Hall, and Vienna's Musikverein. At the gala dinner, I was invited on stage with 3 past World Rotary presidents and current president Jennifer Jones to break open a ceremonial barrel of sake. There we go. Our group had the chance to briefly speak with Jennifer. She congratulated us on our projects, particularly for Chris and Robert for their work on Give Every Child a Future. And Jennifer told us all that she'd be going to Kiribati later this year just for that project. And she is beyond excited to be joining us in Melbourne for the convention in May, including to help launch and open the Peace Bells here in Melbourne at Rotary Park. On Sunday, I then had the pleasure to catch the Shinkansen to Fukuoka, where I was hosted by the Rotary Club of Fukuoka at the Grand Sumo tournament. But I'll save that story for another day when we have a bit more time. I'd like to take this opportunity at this meeting to officially thank Shinji Higuchi from the Rotary Club of Osaka. Many of you have met Shinji in his many travels to Melbourne, and he'll be back again in February, and then of course again in May for the convention. He's an outstanding Rotarian who puts service above self, and along with our own past president, Chris Wong, he's enabled this wonderful sister club relationship to blossom for decades. So thank you to Shinji, and thank you to Chris.